Hey, well, welcome everybody. This is the April 16th, 2026 planning meeting for the Highland Alpine Chamber of Commerce. And we have some exciting things to do today and some fun things to report. So we're going to get started. I do have an agenda that I will pull up on the screen and share my screen here. So let me grab that really quick. And we can add to the agenda whatever we choose to add. Um, the One of the first things we like to do each time we start our meetings is have a shout out to our sponsor companies. So I'm going to do that as I'm pulling up the agenda. Um, we appreciate the support from all of our sponsors. We've got Courage Reigns, Alta Bank, Pizza Pie Cafe, Myers Meats, and Gold Silver Crypto, and Hidden Gem Nails and Spa. So we really appreciate them sponsoring us and supporting us this first year. It's very, very helpful to have that support from the community. And so thank you to all those sponsors of ours. Um, and then I'm just going to share the screen really quick with the agenda. The first item on the list is to welcome Mayor Carla Merrill. She has the the good news is Alpine City voted to become part of the chamber and be supportive of the Chamber of Commerce, our chamber, on Tuesday. And with that, we'll be working on a memorandum of understanding with Alpine City. And part of our bylaws is that each city that joins gets automatically to have one board seat. And she had called me earlier this week and she said that she had told me that that is her prerogative and her purview to choose who is that seat for their city. And she would like to choose herself to be part of our chamber. And so we'd love to welcome her. But, to make it official, we'd like to have a vote on that too, from our board to welcome her in and to vote her in as one of the board members. So, that is something I would like to do at this time, just have a vote on that agenda item. So, and there's our agenda there. Okay, so I'd accept a proposal from anyone to accept her on the board.
I
Yeah,
propose that we admit Carla Merrill as a member of the Highland Alpine Chamber of Commerce Board.
I second
I
that.
second.
Lots of seconds. Good. All right. Well, from the so I'll pull up the list of our board members. So me first, I will vote to accept her on the board. Before we do that, though, Carla, do you have any other thoughts or anything you want to talk about before we accept a vote? And are you still wanting to be in that position?
I am. I have been aloof at the beginning just because we hadn't officially moved forward, and I didn't want there to be anything that would sway. But I feel that now that the city has committed to joining, that we need to really be involved, and that's why I reached out to you after the city council meeting, thinking that we really need to have this as a joint effort, and I really want the city and council and the mayor's office to be supportive of this organization.
Wonderful. Thank you for that support. Okay. Any other thoughts before we go ahead and have a vote?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, I will be voting yes for that. So Joe,
Yes.
okay. Michael,
Yes, absolutely.
uh, has Dennis joined us yet? Dennis, yes.
Yes. Yes.
You're a yes. Liz,
Absolutely, yes.
okay. And Chris,
Enthusiastic thumbs up.
wonderful. And I don't think we have Sam on the call. He's the only board member here. So it is unanimous on the 7 board members that we have with us. Um, and I have on the screen now is a list of all the board members and what their positions are. So we are still short one board member, which we have all designated in the past that we'd like that to be an Alpine business owner. We do have Chris Lundell, who lives in Alpine and owns a business in Highland. We want to have one more representative from Alpine businesses on the board. So we'll be looking to fill that in the next few weeks. So wanted to go over that really quick. Anyone have any thoughts on that before we move on from the board list?
Alpine business owner candidate.
Yeah, I guess it'd be appropriate to talk about that now. Um, I'd like to, probably reach out to a few over the next little bit and try to figure out who might be the best fit for us. We're also looking for someone to be a secretary. I mean, it'd be great if we found someone that's an Alpine business owner and willing to be a secretary. So anyway, but yeah, any thoughts on who we might approach for that?
I think Jessica or Carla would probably have, maybe with a little bit of time, would have some the solid recommendations or suggestions.
Mhm.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't really think of any.
Mhm.
That would be great. I would really appreciate those insights from Carla or Jessica. I feel like you're probably integrated into that community a little bit more and might know.
Mhm. So yeah, just reach out to Joe or I in the next few weeks with ideas, or you can even email the chamber board, as a group and make suggestions. But we'll entertain suggestions over the next few weeks on that position.
Yeah, so I was looking at the members that are there already, but I would really like I feel as though with the businesses that we have, obviously we don't have a ton, but I think this next week, timing is going to be kind of tricky because we've got the ULCT conference next week, so we're going to be gone for most of it. But in the next couple weeks, I think I'm going to try to reach out to some of the businesses that are not currently enrolled and see if they would like to enroll. And with that, I'm looking at ideas for people who I think would be great board members for the chamber. And that's probably who I will target first, and then move on from there.
Sounds good. Now, one thing that I wanted to mention too. I am really happy that Jessica has decided to join us on this call and going forward. Would it be appropriate, as we've done, we're kind of setting up that we'd like to have a alternate from each city representative. So Carla, if you aren't able to make it, then maybe that Jessica represents and votes in your place if we're having a vote. And if you're both there, that's great. But each city will get one vote per our bylaws. And the same with Ron Campbell, who's been really supportive and involved with us. Liz Rice is the official representative from Highland City, but Ron could be her backup if she's not here and maybe vote in her place. Does that make sense to the board that we would set it up like that? What's your thoughts?
I think that makes a lot of sense. That way we always have city support and city input, and it gives a little more flexibility. Sometimes the mayor or one of the city representatives may be unavailable, and it's so wonderful to have attendance. And the times that both can attend is super helpful too, because then it's like two sets of ears. You can talk about it together and discuss it.
And I'm not sure, since Carla is on the board, I haven't talked to Brittany, but I'm wondering if she doesn't want to be in my place. And then if that is so, I mean, I would like to be on the board, but I could be her backup. So right now we'll just leave it unless, we hear differently. But they haven't voted on it yet.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
the
you might
council.
have your ear to the ground, Liz, and just ask her what her preference is. And I would say it would be a decision that the city council would make, right? And the mayor. So maybe in your next meeting, you can chat about it and just let us know what the city council decides.
Okay. All right. So now I want to talk about, so we did get a memo of understanding from Highland City back. Their attorney had reviewed it, made a bunch of changes. If you would like, I could pull that up and we could look at it together, or we if you want to do that, spend our time doing that right now, that'd be fine too.
In the interest of time, I'm gonna make a motion that we send that to everybody in an email and you can review it. The changes they made weren't huge. They were just like small little adjustments and like things that were actually really useful and helpful. I was like, that's great. I second all of that. That was, great. So I would recommend that we do, in the interest of time, rather than line item by line item with this time, let's have that. That would be my motion, if anyone wants to second that motion.
I'll second that.
Yeah. All right, all in favor? I'm good with that too. All in favor?
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Any against that? Nope. Okay. And then with that, we're going to probably have a similar memo of understanding with Alpine City. Since it's already been reviewed by the city attorney for Highland, then it's a lot cleaner than it was when it was first presented. So it's already in pretty good shape. There are a couple of phrases based on the input from the city council members at the meeting on Tuesday night. I think there's a couple of things I want to add that would just be specific to Alpine um, that I might want to add to that. But I'll send that around to everybody to look at, and then we'll submit it to Alpine City, hopefully in the next short while. I think Jessica had asked that we move that along pretty quickly so that we can get things going quick with Alpine City too. So. That's item number 3 that we'll be sending that out to the board members. And then Mayor Merrill has mentioned she may not be available for the whole meeting today. So I want to go on to the next item number 4, which is since Alpine just voted Tuesday to join us, I'd like to maybe get some input from Mayor Merrill and Councilwoman Jessica Schmuen, maybe what kind of things you would like to see from us and what would make you feel like we have fulfilled your expectations if we do this and that. So maybe you could give us some thoughts on what you'd like to see from the chamber.
Jessica, did you want to start or?
No, you go ahead and then I'll fill in if you miss
Okay.
something.
So I think, looking ahead and kind of looking to what kind of support we need in the city, obviously some of our city events, we'd love the chamber to be involved in, which is, we have several throughout the year. It's on our calendar. We just had our Easter egg hunt. Our Alpine Youth Council does a great job with that, but if there's some ways to give opportunities to businesses that that might be a good way if there's a good coalescence. And then obviously I know like the chamber in the past, American Fork had like 7 or 8 businesses that I've seen. If we could bring more on and kind of build a community and provide opportunities for our businesses to network and to help them succeed in the space. I think some of them are doing really well on their own, obviously. But I mean, it's just the basics of what chambers are doing. And because you guys are close, I'm hoping that the participation rate will be greater than what it has been in the past.
Yeah. I was really pleased with our first meeting that we had almost as many businesses from Alpine as we did from Highland. And so that was really good to see. We had another Alpine member join us today. In fact, that's probably a good thing to do each week is shout out to all the new members. So Wes Funk with 3RS has joined us today. And so
Rob, you were frozen. Can you repeat that again? Which
yes,
company?
3RS, Wes Funk signed up and joined us today. So it's great to have him on board. He is number 5 from Alpine. And there are 2 others that have said they're going to join. That puts us at 7, and we're just getting started. So I think that within a few weeks we'll have 10 to 15 Alpine members, business members, and then growing from there. There's a lot of businesses, and if we're all supporting of it, I think that we'll end up with maybe 20 or 30 by the end of the year of Alpine businesses. So, but anyway, I feel like I interrupted you, Mayor Merrill. So if you want to continue on.
No. I don't think there's much more than that as far as, I've seen, my only experience as from being a mayor standpoint, as opposed to being a member before, is just that, I feel like the main purpose of the chamber, or at least, whether you're a business owner or a city or whatnot, is to provide a community and resources for businesses in our communities to help them be successful.
Yeah.
So that's the heavy lifting that I'm expecting from the chamber for Alpine businesses.
Yeah. And I'll throw in there, I think a key part of that is making the connection between residents and the businesses so that so that more people know the businesses are there and they get a little more business from their community. So that's one of the things that I view that we can provide a benefit for over the next little bit.
And maybe, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm wondering if this is, since I'm in charge of the welcome wagon,
Yes.
if Alpine is interested in me visiting new residents in Alpine, how they feel about that. I don't know if we talked about that with Alpine.
Oh yeah, we haven't brought anything up, and we can actually adjust for the needs and the wants of different people. So, and in different cities. We had this, a couple of the things I just wanted to chime in here just so that the mayor can hear it before she runs. But we're establishing a monthly luncheon to gather. And what we actually intend with that luncheon is to actually bring value to the luncheon and speakers, education, development, so that our business owners not only get the networking connection, but also an opportunity to grow and develop some of their business skills or the things that they are finding gaps they'd like help with. And then we intend to be very involved with both cities, the events, and be creative in ways that we can come around and support and show up and be there as part of the community. And then this welcome wagon idea, we can also be really flex with it. But it's the idea of when there's a new move in to deliver them. It doesn't even have to be in person. It could be just a gift, but like a basket with a few freebies from local businesses, a few coupons, a few things that are actually unique to a new move in that we could put together for them that would just be a welcoming community option. Anyway, it can be delivered in any way that we decide to do it or what's best for your community, our community, Highland, Alpine, however that works. So those are a few of the ideas. And did I miss anything, Rob?
Just with the welcome wagon, I was going to say it doesn't even have to be delivered. It could be at the city building so that when new move-ins come in and get their
They can pick it up.
facilities, they can pick it up. And it's a really good positive feeling they can have with the city when they first move in that, oh, I got a welcome wagon from the city, So there's a lot of positive things we can do with that.
And Jessica, did you have something to add as well, or things that you would love to see as participatory?
Yeah, a couple of things. Mayor, how long do you have till you have to jump off?
Till 12:30.
Okay, so I did reach out to Heidi, and she's our community and communication coordinator. And, we mentioned it in the meeting, like what kind of support would we like to see from the chamber? And so she would like to continue to have the support for the trunk or treating that we do. Yeah. And so we want that on your schedule, and that we would like more engagement on that. And we've got some ideas, and she has also some great planning ideas that we can talk about later. Also just it would be helpful for specifically our Alpine days if you could help us with sponsorships. It's a lot more meaningful if the chamber reaches out and says, hey,
Yes.
business, ABC business, there's a sponsorship opportunity for, a hole number 3 at the golf event. Are you interested in that? And so that for Heidi felt like it would be a really big value proposition for us to look at those sponsorships. I thought a great opportunity for the chamber would be to sponsor the youth market.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I love that idea.
So there's some ideas around sponsorship. We can get more into details later.
Mm-hmm.
And would Heidi be a good point person, or as she's developing her calendar and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I think just, probably emailing, CCing Mayor Merrill and I with Heidi, so we can all understand the direction. And then if we have ideas, we can share at that time.
That's perfect.
And then third, I also mentioned this in council meeting. I feel like the value to the city is you all run into businesses that are home-based businesses that we may not have captured in our business licensing fee. In other communities, there's a real partnership with chambers. And so chambers have a list of all businesses. We can coordinate that with who has currently paid their licensing fee. And then the city can send out a reminder, hey, your $50 are due for 2026. And then we can also find out if you're no longer operating a business in Alpine, please, check the box and mail this back. So I see a real advantage to being able to leverage both of our lists to make sure we have the most up-to-date for our city licensing requirements and fees that we collect.
Yeah. And
I love that.
one other thing that you mentioned about the sponsorships, the great thing of having two cities side by side that are participating is you may not naturally reach out to a Highland city business, but since they're part of our chamber, we'll reach out to all of them. And there's a lot of Highland businesses that want to have a visibility with the people, the residents in Alpine. So that kind of opens up the group of people that might be able to sponsor events at Alpine Days. So that's great. I'm excited to support you on that.
Well, and then, Chris is a perfect example. He lives in Alpine and runs a Highland business.
Yep.
I'm sure we have Highland resident, vice versa. So there's a true synergy
Yes,
with this Highland Alpine Chamber of Commerce.
I agree. Okay, any
And-
other thoughts
Yeah.
on that topic?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks. That is great. And thank you both for being here and giving some great input there. We'll move on to the luncheon. So we were going to have it at Little India, and unfortunately, the owner of Little India is out of town for the next month, so I couldn't really coordinate that. I went to visit, and I think I barely missed him by a day, but he's gone for a month. So I think we're going to do it at Cubby's. Cubby's has said they're going to join, and I'm sure they'd love to have it on the 30th there, the next luncheon. So that is the plan right now, and I will just verify with them that that will work, but I assume it will. We like to have it at 11 o'clock because it avoids allows us to have some meeting time without the noise and hustle and bustle of the lunch crowd to start a little early. So we'll have that next meeting at 11 o'clock on April 30th at Cubby's, pending me getting the final approval from Cubby to have that happen, which I think.
Well, and since the mayor has to jump off in 2 minutes, I just have a quick question. I saw you have social media action items.
Yes.
Can Heidi put something out through the city that gives the chamber information and how to, and maybe a possible link?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will connect with Heidi on that ASAP. If somebody can give me her contact. Jessica, I think I have your contact. I'll text you. And
Okay.
maybe you can share her contact information and as well as the mayor's contact information with me. That'd be helpful. We're just all trying to get online with our communications and connecting with one another. So that'd be good.
Okay.
You guys, before I need to jump off, is there anything that you guys need from me or have any questions or any action items that I need to be looking forward to? If not, I'm just expecting an email from you guys with maybe a summary, and if there is any tasks that you need me to accomplish, just let me know, okay?
I just want to say thank you. Huge gratitude, and your trust and your faith in us is really appreciated, and we are excited to show up and really show up for the community in this way. So
No, thank you guys. I appreciate all your hard work. Yeah, but let me know. I'm sorry I have to go, but yeah, looking forward to working with you guys.
Yep. Awesome. Thanks.
thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Let's see. Social media action items. Joe, since you sent out an email last night, I thought it might be great for you to I think it might be great for you to tell us a little bit about what ideas you had on that.
Yeah, I just wanted to share what has been happening, and it's we're slow, we're getting it up, it's happening bit by bit, and we're going to get some professionals on here soon. But I'm going to share my screen, and I'm sorry, my desktop is probably not even closely prepared for this, but there are there's a Facebook page that is a forward-facing public Facebook page here, and it is called Highland Alpine Chamber of Commerce. Surprise, surprise. And it's right over here. It's a page. This is what a Facebook page is. So we can run ads on it even, we can be very flexible with this. But it gives some, day to day, we're going to be posting about, you can see I made a video, guys. It's embarrassing, but we do our best. We're putting it together. Right now, we're posting some coupons for the local businesses. We're doing this in preparation for the upcoming grand opening. We're promoting the grand opening, various things like that. So this is a public facing page. Everybody, what we want the board to do is to come on and follow it. Like you as the board, just come on, follow the page, and then invite your friends and family to also follow the page because that way our message will get out there. Okay, so this is the public facing page. We also created a private members only group. And this group is private. It's members only. You can see there's only 2 members. I just set it up last night. So um, this is called the Highland Alpine Chamber of Commerce members only. And so
Update, 5 members. Haha.
oh, look, 5. Oh, look at that. There we go. And there's 2 member requests today. So I'll go in there and approve those. So right now, only I can approve those. I'm going to put Rob as an admin, and then I may put all the board as admins at some point so that you can approve members as they come in as well. And maybe we take the approval off at some point. I just don't know. But for now, I just left it as private. And I've literally not posted anything in there yet. But it's really the point of this is so that but we can be in communication in a way with our private group of entrepreneurs, business owners, anything that might come up. I know Rob had some filing cabinets he wanted to just sell. They're really nice and ready for a business. And if there was someone who needed them or could use them, he might have posted in here and said, hey, I've got these filing cabinets. If anybody might be interested, come take a look at it and they might be useful to you, something like that. But those are the types of
True story. I have filing cabinets.
true stories. Yeah. Or maybe you know of something that could help somebody in the group and you're not sure who that person might be. You can pop in here and say, hey, I have this connection, whatever it is. Great way to communicate. It's nice to have a private space. And then the third is the Instagram, and I've actually went ahead and connected those. Here it is. Actually, I think it's logging me in. Yeah, let's switch over to the Highland Alpine Chamber of Commerce. Actually, we don't even have to switch over. I can just go find it. I honestly don't know how to use Instagram when it's on my laptop or I only do it on my computer. So, I mean, I only do it on my phone, not on my computer. And so but it's Highland Alpine Chamber is the handle. Highland Alpine Chamber. There it is. And so right now, absolutely nothing is on here. It's just set up, ready to go. It's going to be posted. Everything that posts onto the page, the public facing page, will also go onto this Instagram. And this is public facing as well. Okay.
Thanks.
Any questions? Jessica, you're muted. Well, I can see
Have
your
you thought about getting an intern just to get this up and running? We use that
exactly.
often. I mean, they just almost can do it in their sleep.
Yep, exactly. So
Yeah.
I have a gal, she's amazing. And I'm gonna actually have her give us a quote. She does this, she's a graduate of the University of Utah in marketing. And she runs a couple of other businesses, social media sites and things like that. And so she does this as a freelance. And so I invited her to take a look and put together a quote for us for her to run our social media. Because I run a business and I also run my social media on my own business. And let me tell you, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So, but I got the bare bones. It's set up, it's structured. All she has to do is come in. I'll give her all the password connections so that she can do all the background work and do all the posting and reconnecting and stories. And she's Gen Z, you guys. She's gonna be good. And she's smart. So, and we can get a quote from her. And if it's not something in our budget, we can maybe reach out and get a few other quotes from a few other people. I would love to have a young person. I really think that Generation Z, let me tell you.
Well,
They're
and if
good.
it becomes a budgetary issue, last summer we had an intern from UVU and they need that they actually need it as a requirement. And so I can't
great
remember
idea.
if we ended up paying them or if it was just minimal. And yeah, they just literally do it in their sleep. Like they can eat, watch TV, and run a whole platform at
Yeah.
the same time.
That's
Yeah.
another option if the pricing is too high on whoever we get a quote from,
Yeah.
that'd be
I
a
like
good
that idea.
Yeah.
I'll reach and we could reach out maybe to the schools and say, hey, we have an internship opportunity here at the Highland Alpine Chamber of Commerce. I honestly think that might be the best. But we'll still get a quote from this cute girl because she might be great and it might be a good, very.
And she would be someone that would stay with us, right? So you're not
She would
talking
be
about just
permanent.
stopgap. We're building like a relationship and a business connection for the future. So I just was saying there could be a backup plan. I'm hoping maybe she would even come back, and if her pricing needs to be adjusted, she could always minimize like how many posts. I think that's how they charge, right? Like how many
That's right.
posts, those things. Yeah.
And we could do kind of that bare minimum. And the other thing is we can also float some of that. So like Heidi, if she has something she wants to put out there, she's got an image or a graphic, we'll be like, perfect. And I could put Heidi as an admin and just say, yeah, you just go ahead and post it. Like it's fine. We can be a little more flexible where she does a really good concerted regularity of posting where we have the intern or the social media main girl doing that kind of regular drops. And then as we see fit, we can be like, okay, I'm just going to literally put a post in there and I'm going to do it. And that it'll just be an in addition to. So there's some regularity to it. It's the key to success with social media is regularity, consistency.
Well, and have you thought, I know you said the banners that you've also looked at as far as getting the word out, and then anything in the news line. Again, Heidi is over the news line. I'm not sure I think that's another avenue. I mean, we've been challenged as a city to make sure that we're communicating with people where they go for their information.
Great.
So you might also want to do that touch at least for a couple of months just to get the awareness out. I think the biggest barrier is Highland Alpine has a chamber of commerce. So once businesses know that a chamber exists in their own backyard, I think it's going to be pretty exciting. The businesses that want to be involved.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. So Heidi is a gal that I will definitely connect with. She will be my touch point.
Okay, well, thanks, Joe. I do want to touch on this event and how this event is going to interact with our website and our other marketing ways that we have going. So, just wanted to, first of all, the website's really new. So if you have any comments about the website, I want to go through how it works and then kind of talk about a little bit about the event and what we're encouraging the residents to do and how we're encouraging them. And maybe we can have some additional thoughts. But so first of all, our members are listed in the member directory. It has the sponsor members first, and has their website, a little bit about what they do, their logo, and so that's the first thing. And then after that, it lists all the members. After the sponsor members, it lists all the regular members, and it's great way for the residents to have access to the local businesses and know who they are. The other part is there's a lot of businesses that aren't members. So the ones that aren't members, they're not listed in the member directory, but we do want to make sure that all the ones that are businesses in the area are listed so that it's a really good resource for residents. I used to own a phone book company, and those went obsolete when we got phones. But still, if someone wanted to get a quick list of all the businesses in Highland or Alpine, there's not really a resource for that. But I have a lingering online business directory that from my phone book days that I thought would be really helpful to list companies that are here. So this is, that I'm working on the look, so it'll look a little more modern soon. But at least it lists all the businesses that we are aware of in Highland, and the ones that have wanted to support us in advance of this chamber event coming up have issued a coupon. And our goal with this event, this chamber event, is to link the residents to the businesses. And so we'll go to the events page and tell you a little bit more about how that works. So first of all, a lot of free things to get the residents there. Free hot dogs, free bounce house, live band, local vendors. So the members of our chamber are going to have the opportunity to have a booth, and that's free for our members, anyone that joins the chamber. And there's going to be thousands of dollars in raffle prizes. Um, so a lot of motivation for children and adults to come to this event. And the way that you get a raffle ticket for the raffle is by shopping at local businesses. So our goal is to help local businesses, and the raffle is going to be encouraged by people shopping at local businesses. So how they get credit for shopping at a local business, they can come to, there's going to be a raffle booth right when you get to the event, and they can bring proof of shopping, or whether it's a receipt or some kind of proof that they've shopped locally in the last month or two, and get a raffle ticket for each receipt they have showing they shopped at a local business. The other option they have is they can go to easycoupons.com, which is one of our member companies also, um, and in the member directory. So the way that if they don't want to hang on to that coupon for a month or whatever, they can go to Easy Coupons app, which I'll just show on my phone. It's this gold one right here. If they click on that, then they can search business up. If you search for Highland, all the Highland businesses come up, and they can upload a receipt showing that they used a coupon or shopped in the area, and that will be used as backup too. If they say, "Hey, I shop locally, but I don't have my receipts, but I uploaded it on the Easy Coupons website," then they can just submit it as they go shopping at local businesses in the next 2 months. So that's two ways that they can get those raffle tickets. And so far we have $500 from two local businesses. CompanyRank.com is one of our member companies, which is also the one that on the web page here, view all Highland businesses. This is CompanyRank.com. If anyone rates a local business, they will be included in the $250 drawing for CompanyRank.com. So, going on and just rating, if you click on for instance, Alta Golf Club. If you say, "Hey, I went there," you can rate their service, their quality, their price. Comments down here, and company suggestions, which only goes to the manager or owner of that business, which is a direct link of residents to the business owners. Then they will be on an automatic list that we'll have at the chamber event, that says, "Oh, this person, Rob Crawley from Highland, rated 5 businesses during this last month period, so he gets 5 raffle tickets." So that's how people can get raffle tickets for the chamber event. Rating a local company, putting a receipt online proving that they shopped at a local company on easycoupons.com, or by just bringing receipts in that prove that they shopped locally. And that'll get them.
Another thing I just thought of, Rob, is we're gonna have vendors from the local companies will be there vending. And if they purchase something there at the event on May 9th, they can walk right up to the raffle table and say, "Hey, look, I just bought some stuff. Like, give me some raffle tickets."
Yeah.
So they have that opportunity as well.
I would love to get that. I know that we have one of our members is Caramel Apple Company. I would love them to come and have caramel apples there you can buy and bring your receipt
Yeah.
and get a raffle ticket. So yeah, basically by supporting our local businesses, you'll get rewards there at the chamber event. So anyway, any thoughts on this whole kind of setup? Any other ways we can promote the businesses and get people to this event and make it a
One thing, Rob, that you failed to mention was we have these little cards at the registers that will little card right at the registers where we're kind of teaching and training the people, the different businesses. Like when people purchase, be like, "Hey, you might like take this card. This will teach you how to get some. We're doing May 9th, grand opening, Highland Alpine Chamber of Commerce. Take this card, learn how to get, raffle tickets and come have fun."
Yeah.
So we also have 5 banners printed for the event coming up on May 9th. And we have approval from Alpine City that we can have some locations where we can post those banners to get the word out. And then it would be wonderful, Liz, since you're the only one here from Highland City, if we can find out some locations where Highland City would approve that we could put up those banners. They're 3 feet by 2 feet, so they're not huge, but they're big enough that people can see it as they drive by. And I'm not picky about the location, but it would be nice if it's places where it can be seen by people driving anywhere. So,
Well, and I think that at Courage Reigns, I mean, you asked about Strasburg Park, that belongs to the church, LDS Church, but I'm just wondering if we just couldn't put it up there in front of Courage Reigns if they'd allow
yeah,
that.
we can. However, they have an event coming up that's a gala that is something different than our event, and he
Oh,
wants to wait until that event is
okay.
passed. And that event is
I
actually not
I
till the
remember
end.
you saying that. Sorry.
Yeah, so we definitely want to get the posters up before then. So we'll be connecting, and I don't think that's a big deal to I can message the stake president and ask him. So it's not the end of the world to get that up at Strasbourg.
Okay.
But yeah, Liz, I'll reach out to Erin. If you could, I got her email address from you, so I'll make sure that email goes out today to get confirmation of a couple of locations that they don't mind having us put that up for the next 2 weeks.
Perfect. Sounds good. Okay. Any other thoughts on what we can do for the grand opening? Oh, as far as marketing for it, any other thoughts from anybody before we move on to volunteers and council involvement and
This is a directory comment. So you and I had spoken before about maybe a separate link or button for 501(c)s or nonprofits. Have you thought any more about that?
a separate button for 501(c)s and nonprofits? Maybe explain a little bit more about that. So,
So like if I'm the general public and I go to the chamber website and
Uh-huh.
I'm really looking at charitable or community opportunities as far as, like we have Bridal Up Hope in Alpine. I mean, we have quite a few
Uh-huh.
nonprofits. It might be, again, another just way to have kind of a one-stop place to go to for, I mean, 501(c)(3) is a business. It's just a business under a different category.
I love that idea, Jessica. I think that's
Okay.
very, very doable.
Okay.
We do have here where you pull up the member directory and there are categorizations where you could click on nonprofit and it sorts it. Let's see what pulls up.
Okay,
Right.
so you have Courage Reigns and you have Crandall.
Yeah, those
Okay.
are the two we have, but I wonder if there's more that we're unaware of.
Yeah,
Um,
that would be great to get a few more in there.
yeah.
And Rob,
Is
I think
that
we
does that
talked about a
satisfy
different.
though? I just want to check with Jessica. Does that satisfy what you're asking for already, or is there something more that you're suggesting we do?
I had missed that there was an actual separate button. So no, that satisfies it because I do think it would be a great resource to have. Oftentimes you have scout troops or groups that are saying, "Oh, we want to do a project. Where's a nonprofit that's local that
Uh-huh.
I can support?" I mean, we have a nonprofit in Alpine. Chris, you might know the name of it, and they make I don't know how many hundreds of lunches every week to feed children. I mean, there's quite a bit of service that occurs here that could also be captured by, your chamber efforts.
Uh-huh. Wonderful.
I love that. That's great. Let's do it.
Yep, I like it. All right. Any other thoughts before we move on?
Hey, Joe, I wonder if we're able to put one of those banners on the Highland City Park. There's so much traffic there going in and out, but also kind of the thoroughfare. If we aren't able to put it on the corner, it'd just be down from Kerr Drains a little bit, but
Yeah,
a banner there might be very beneficial.
that's really smart. I love that. Yeah, again, I will do it, but I also feel like I'm trespassing unless I get the go ahead from the city. So I'll reach out, Liz, to Erin. The email that you sent
The
me.
city's a bit funny about some signs. I don't think they're going to give any pushback on this, but I don't know. So
We'll find out.
Okay. Well, I'll reach out to Erin and just venture out and see if she would be open to, teaching me how I can gain approval for those things.
Yep, sounds good. Okay. Let's see. The grand opening, we had a list of things that we were working on for that grand opening event. Bounce house, we've got that lined up. It came in a lot less than we had thought. It's more like $600 for 3 bounce houses. So I think because we did it early in the season that we got some really good pricing. We're going to need volunteers at the bounce houses to supervise them. We're going to need volunteers for hot dogs. We've got a live band lined up. Joe set that up. Thank you. We've got a karaoke machine lined up for after the live band is done and after our raffle's done, and we'll have some fun karaoke.
And the band is bringing their own sound equipment.
Oh, wonderful. And then the karaoke.
And we're paying them, we put in the cost, so we have that next to it. We're paying them $25 gift cards to Costa Vida because they're UVU students and they're happy to be paid in food. So we're gonna do that. So that means we have an investment of about $100, unless we want to invite Costa Vida to provide those. We might want to just say, hey, can this be part of your contribution to this event?
Karaoke machine. It's my brother-in-law, and he's
Perfect.
willing to charge us $100. He normally would charge probably 200 or 300 to set all his equipment up for karaoke,
Yeah.
but that's going to be $100. We've mentioned that there's space to move
Guys,
inside.
I apologize, but I have got another meeting at 1 o'clock and I'm going to have to slip out.
No
So
problem, Liz. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you. Thank you.
thank you for all you do.
Mhm. Face painting, have we got that lined up, Joe?
No, but here's the deal. We are connecting with the Highland Youth Council,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to do that this week. And then Alpine Youth Council, do you know, Jessica, who runs that? She may have had to disconnect. That's okay.
She's still here. Let's see.
Yeah, she
I'm
may
here.
not.
Sorry. Yes. So we have, do you know Nikki? She's a realtor in town. She's over the youth council. And then as a council member, it's Sarah Blackwell.
Oh, Sarah Blackwell. Okay, so Sarah could point us towards Nikki.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't have Sarah's phone number per se, but Jessica, you're gonna be my girl.
Send me your contact, or because I didn't save it.
I'm gonna text you because I actually got your contact, Jessica, from Rob. And so I'll just text you right now with my name. So you'll be like, oh,
it's
there's
Nikki Christensen. It's Nikki Christensen. I don't know if any of you all know her.
I don't know her.
In town. So you need Nikki's info, and then Sarah, and then the mayor's, and who was the other person?
I think that's it. And Heidi.
Oh yeah.
Heidi.
Okay.
I'll make that list. I'll text you with that list, Jessica.
Okay.
And then maybe you're okay to share those contacts with me, and then I'll reach out. Also, if you'd like, I can reach out in a 3-way text or however you'd like to do it. But
great.
Did you say yes?
No, you don't need to do a 3-way.
Okay.
Just
Perfect.
send me my.
I'll give you an update. I'll give you an update every time. I'll be like, I reached out to Heidi. Things are working well. These are the 3 things we're doing with her. Just so you know, keep you in the loop.
Hey, Rob, as we're running out of time here, I know I don't know if you're through your agenda items, but I have just a quick question for Jessica. I'd like to ask if you're through and if we have a couple minutes.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, hi, Jessica. I understand that there was some options to consider in terms of joining us versus not staying where you're at. I assume there were some material or measurable advantages of staying with American Fork rather than joining this and sort of driving your own commerce sort of opportunity for businesses. I'm curious what some of we're super happy you guys chose to join, but help us understand maybe some of the reasons why you were considering not joining us. I think that would be important for us, just so we're sensitive and aware of what maybe those issues are. And
I think I can really only speak for me because, I'm not sure why there was a hesitancy. Once I learned that we could have a chamber closer to home, it just made sense. I mean, the small business owner is so challenged with time constraints. I had participated for several years in the AF chamber. And so I understood, like when I was going over for a luncheon, I had to already build in 30 or 45 minutes of extra time in my day to go to that meeting. And so the proximity for our small business owners in Highland and Alpine was a huge consideration for me. And then I also appreciated all the value that the AF Chamber brought to his businesses, but American Fork businesses and Highland Alpine businesses are really different in, what our goals are. And so I've just, as a, Alpine business owners need a chamber that represents what their goals are. I don't know if cybersecurity is as important to the Alpine Highland business owner as, just being part of a list so that when Alpine homeowner needs an electrician, I mean, I'm, in group me's everywhere that says, who's a good plumber? Who's a good electrician? And then we all get the, zip code upcharge. I mean, when we sell stuff on Facebook Marketplace, we never say we live in Alpine. We meet in a parking lot and say we're from around here. And so I just felt like it was a better protection of our business owners and our residents to bring a chamber closer to our community to meet our specific
And
needs.
Chris, I want to jump in here too, because Jessica, she came to our first chamber meeting and talked to several Alpine business owners that were at that meeting and got a lot of feedback from them and was really supportive of us from the get-go. And so I just really appreciate Jessica doing that and getting involved really early and asking the businesses what makes them want to come to our meeting and join our chamber. And that really helped out a lot, I think. And in the council meeting, she was very supportive of the idea from the get-go. So just
Well, and if I had to guess, Chris, like if you and I were just chatting it up, I'd say it maybe was just tradition. We have a long-standing relationship in place, and so it's hard to move away from, those relationships sometimes without it feeling personal. But for me, it just really is about what do our residents and our businesses need. And we also have, we're at this stage where we need to create some kind of tax base. We have a $90 million leakage study for just the city of Alpine alone. And if there's a way that we can organize some kind of economic development or at least focus on attracting the right people to our community. If I'm a business owner, I'm going to want to know, do you guys have an active chamber? Like, are you even pro-business? So I looked at it from, all the different hats.
Yeah, thanks for that. That was helpful. To me, I guess in looking at it, it felt or seemed almost no-brainer, and for many of the reasons that you mentioned. And so I was trying to understand, and you answered it a little bit in terms of why there would be individuals in the city that may not view it the same way. But yeah, like I said, I thought it made a lot of sense. And anyway, I appreciate your response, and we're really glad to have you guys on board. And we're just getting started, so I think we've got a big, huge opportunity and a big future ahead of us.
Mhm. And the great thing is I got immediate support after the day after the vote from some that had not been supportive before, but once it became official, where everyone's on board, and I think we're all on the same team again. And it's great. So we'll do great moving forward. So okay. Anything else? I did want to touch on the volunteers, but I think we are kind of at the 1 hour mark, and let's do that by email. Is that okay, Joe?
Yeah, I'm gonna set up what are those called? The little sign up genius things.
Oh.
And I'm gonna coordinate with the youth councils
That'd be great.
And if any one of you have resources or folks in your world who would want to participate, like I have a daughter who is at UVU and she's artistic and she probably would have so much fun face painting. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so that's the type, we need manpower for this type of thing. And so as a board, once I have that sign up genius, if you can share that with those who you think would really enjoy being a part of it. And of course, we'll really hope to involve the youth councils of both cities and have fun with it together.
And scouting troops. Don't forget scouting troops. We have Girl Scouts now and Boy Scouts, and those leaders are often looking for
More opportunities. That's a great idea. Okay, scouting troops. Thank you for that.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, anything else before we end?
No, that's all. Thank you so much for your leadership, Rob, and for the others. Thank you. And we'll chat again, I guess, next week, right?
Yep. Sounds great. Thanks, everybody, for taking the time.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Okay, see y'all.
Mhm.